When Pope John set up on Pentecost Sunday, June 5th, 1960, when he set up the 10 Commissions, plus the Secretariat for Christian Unity, plus a Secretariat for Communications. Now, there was no office in the Vatican for that, but he made, as the chair of that commission, presiding, Martin O'Connor, the Archbishop and the rector for years already at North American College, who happened to be also the head of the Vatican, had an office for cinema, radio, and television, not the press, and which never met, by the way. But the title was great. And so he had him lead that. So he called together, he had to call together like every other commission, an amount of about 35 to 40 people, bishop members and consultors to start drawing up a draft. They really, I think the chairing and the organization of it was rather confusing, because you had these various subcommittees meeting. I know one of them, but they didn't meet too often as a group. They came up with a document that was 42 pages long, and all of the footnotes were of papal encyclicals. What Pius XI said as he used the Marconi's radio for the first time, and this is a gift of God or something like that. Claims the Pope, and so it was a very heavy commission and a very lengthy document. I had to read through those things for that time. Cardinal Bea would ask me on some things to give, not to ghostwrite for him, he would never do that, but to give my reflections on the documents. And so I remember on that document saying that the worst thing about it is that at the end of each of its statements, there was, like the old councils, if anyone says something to the contrary, they're censured. It's like being anathematized. This is in other words, if a journalist disagrees with that, but the whole tone of the preparatory document was we want religious freedom. We have the right to say what we want, publish what we want. Nothing about the freedom of the press for others. And it's a kind of like a PR evangelization unit in order to inform the world what is morally correct. So it would be an attack against any kind of immorality in films or that. It's kind of a negative thing. But to me, it was more the tone of it's not listening. Not listening also to what the media is saying about the church. Even if it's wrong, that perception is out there. You have to deal with it. It was like a one-way voice coming from the church to the media, almost like a professional calling for a professional code of ethics according to our standards, which you have to have.